everyone, and welcome back to Planet Coaster 2. Oh, look how beautiful this game looks, man. So this episode we're going to be focusing our ideas on this grass piece right here. We're going to be building our first coaster, which I'm super excited about. They've nailed the coaster building, the smoothing and everything, so we're going to go for a wooden coaster because that sort of fits our vibe, our pirate, our Viking theme. And I just love wooden coasters. I think they look amazing. I would like to get the hang of building supports out wide. I know I've seen a lot of videos of them, how they bank corners and then the supports go out nice and wide. So I want to get the hang of building them. I haven't done that on this coaster ever, so I might do that in my off time or on a stream or something tedious, time consuming, something like that, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Just have some fun with it and build out the corner. It's pretty much on every single corner, so that's what will have to be done. But for this coaster, it's nothing too special. It is just a sort of intimate sort of coaster. It's only about 35 meters tall, so it's not super high either. This is what you'd sort of go on just before the big boys. So just getting the hang of all the coasters. So you'd go on it if you're not too sure on another coaster in the park, or it's just be a fun little coaster to go on. It's definitely family friendly, or teen adult friendly. I wouldn't really take kids on it unless they're into it. Who knows nowadays? But yeah, it's just a little ride to, bring you into the park as well, because you'll see it on the bridge right as you walk in. It looks so good. Straight on the bridge, you can see the big chain lift up there, and I think that looks so cool. So we are getting just the basic layout done. It's not super long either. It's just, a couple drops and then some turns, and that's pretty much it. It's not, like I said, super gnarly or anything like that. It's a good first coaster, and this is actually the first coaster I've ever built in Planet Coaster 2. So I was just getting the hang of everything and just wanted to do something easy for going into it, if that makes sense. Now they have upgraded and updated the building function of a coaster, which is super exciting, but it's also a little bit different. Took the brain a little bit of figuring out how to actually work it, but we got there in the end, and I think we ended up with a really nice smooth coaster. They have also upgraded the smoothing tool for the coaster, which is phenomenal. It works wonders. It's amazing. Like, one or two passes over and it's completely smooth. So I don't know how they've improved it, but hats off to Frontier because they've absolutely nailed it. Now you can see me here trying to do a queue line, and we get the queue line, but it does look a little bit funky now, but bear with me. It looks good in the end. We build a big ass building to cover it all. So that's what this episode is, this roller coaster and the station building. They've also upgraded the terrain tool and all. There's loads more paints and stuff like that. So there's lots of exciting stuff. You can just see me sort of try and figure out the terrain for this path here. Obviously it's a bit of an awkward position. I probably should have, figured it out a little bit more before just going, straight into it, but that's okay. It's all part of the fun. Look how smooth this looks. Like, that's phenomenal. Like, it's so good. You can't really get a sense of smoothness through the time lapse, but it looks phenomenal. So yeah, there we connected up the path there. We do fill out that entire area with the Q station building, and I named it. It's called the Viking drop, which is very cool. You can, get there. As you saw in the B-roll, there is a sign, and I am super cool about how that turned out. I'm trying to figure out how to change the paths. I did end up figuring it out in a later, session. We just cover it. We actually cover pretty much most of the queues with either flooring or some sort of decal, just because I don't really like the queue paths itself. So pretty much most of the queue, pretty much every single queue that I do, I will try and cover it up, majority of it, just because, you know, I do not like the look of them. They are ass. And so that's what we do. We just do the basic wall layout first as normal, and then we'll go through and do all the detailing and make it look pretty after, because this, apart from the entrance building, this is the first building I've ever done. So I wanted to make sure that it was, you know, looking good and special and just a fun building to make, and it was. I'm having so much fun building in this game again. It's like, it's so good. It's amazing. If you haven't got the game and you're a bit on the fence about it, just get it. Like, it's amazing. There's also rain going on in the background, so I do apologize if you can hear the rain, but it should be okay. But yeah, the basic building layout and idea is just similar to the rest of the park thus far, Viking and pirate theme. So we've got this cool, you know, Viking roof that will connect all up. It's pretty much just a bunch of logs, bunch of like tree stumps, wood barriers, just wood and dark tones, with like some greens and reds thrown in there, dark blues. It's just those sorts of colors fit the vibe perfectly, those colors, and it looks good. Also, those are lights that I just placed. I didn't realize. I thought they were actually windows, but I mean, they are windows, but they're lights too, which adds to the effect. Super duper cool. And I just love the lighting in this game, so I try and go all out with lighting, because unfortunately in sandbox mode, there isn't a lighting mode that you can set. It just runs through the days, unless you've got it on like just a fixed sun. It'll go from day to night, which is okay, but you can't change it to a specific time, which is a bit annoying. But that's okay. So I wanted to try and obviously get as much lighting done on the building before it gets to dusk and nighttime, which you do see in this build. It does get dark, and after, when I'm doing the interior here, I have to put the torch on, and the torch is amazing. It brightens it so much. But yeah, I can't get over like the lighting, and especially from this station. Like when you're waiting, you get the sun flares coming in through the entrance, and it just looks sick. Like, I don't know how they've done it. Like, you're standing there and you just see sun flares and the light come in through the windows, and then the shadows are phenomenal. It is so cool, and I'm loving it. I'm probably just so annoying saying this, but I love this game. I can't say anything else. All I can say is I love this game. So we add a nice little rote log in, pretty much just to change or to blend in the different wood textures. You can start to see it's starting to get a bit dark at the moment. It's starting to get a little bit, it's sunsetty, as you can see from the light change, which is so sick. It looks so good. Put on pretty much all the edges, just the logs, to, yeah, like I said, break it up a little bit, just because it obviously looks a little bit weird with just different wood textures on it. But like, look at that. Like, I did a little walkthrough. It looks so good. Like, look how sick that is. Then there's me trying to figure out the time, but I didn't realize it was sunset time and sunrise time, so I just thought that's what I don't know what I was changing. But yeah, now comes the actual fun part of sort of decorating it, and I had so much fun with it. It is a little bit of a weird layout for the queues to like sort of go underneath and like down by the station, then cut in underneath the station. So it does, I think, clip a little bit when you walk on the POV, but that's okay. It's all right. Like, it's just for the guests. It's not a huge deal. And I'm not entirely sure, but I could be wrong, but I don't think they actually have windows yet, like glass panels that you can put in, like Planet Coaster 1 and Planet Zoo did. I'm not entirely sure. I could be wrong, but I need to look into it because I just did the openings for it and then couldn't find anything, so I just left it. So if there are any, I will need to go back and have a look, but that's okay. I can do that, like I said, in my own time. Entrance to it's quite open. I've just put these logs there, but I've left the top, and I didn't close it in as much as I did the exit, like the first, that right there, just because I think it gives it a little bit more of a, you know, cool look. And then I added these metal structural bars across and changed them into a nice wood color. And I think that adds to the, you know, the look of it, the structural integrity, obviously, because it's steel beams going across. And then look, it's so good to see. Like, look at it. You would think it's completely changed the game of how like lighting works in this. So I've added my trusty aquatic hanging lights all the way around. Added some fire, some dragons. And I think it looks phenomenal. You can see there the glowing windows there, and I actually like it because it obviously goes with that sort of vibe of oranges, that orange, dark oranges, dark yellows, dark blues and greens. That's definitely the color vibe. You can see me trying to now figure out timing, and I got it in the end. But yeah, now we go through and cover the entire of the floor in a nice wood paneling, which definitely brings the whole building all together, just because you don't really want to be seeing grass and floor all in your queue station. You obviously want it to be proper flooring. So yeah, we go through and cover that all up. There was a bit of clipping, so I had to go back and just lower or rise a few pieces just to make it stop clipping. And that's pretty much the way to fix clipping. Same with walls. If they're clipping, just move them back and forth a little bit. And then your mum's your dad. Just had to finish up the queue line a little bit to get that all sorted, and we did it. But we're coming to the end of the episode. Nice little short episode for today. I hope you enjoyed this build, and I will leave you with a POV of the roller coaster. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.